Hey yo, what is up? We are back today and we are taking a look at a new pad, and this is from an up and coming hot pad company called Axgamingpunk that's kind of like taking off in Asia right now. Now I spoke to the owners of Axgamingpunk, and they say that they are ready to go into market on Amazon and Shopify starting next week. So keep an eye out for it if you're interested in the new Axgamingpunk. This surface is called Drizzle. I don't know what the name of this design is, but they have a lot of designs. They have a lot of patterns of designs, but this surface is called Drizzle and it's basically a zero clone. If I take you to the website, I can show you that there are a couple of designs there. This company is like esports tiger. They've just got a lot of designs. It's just going to blow your mind and it's going to kind of confuse you sometimes, I suppose, but they do have a lot of cute kind of like kawaii waifu designs if you like this sort of thing. What I like about them is none of them is like sexualized content, so there's no like ass and tits hanging out, and I think this is kind of suitable for mainstream consumption, and this is really good. This is what the designs look like, and let me show you what they actually look like in pictures. I do have some here. This is a pretty nice one. I don't mind having this, to be honest with you. These are maybe some older ones, I'm not too sure, or maybe upcoming ones. I just found this off the internet, and I'm not really sure how old or new they are. This is another cute one that I think maybe younger kids would like. That's pretty cool. This one is maybe more like for adults, kind of like mysterious looking girl. Very nice art. If you just appreciate the pads just for the art alone, I think a lot of people will buy into this kind of aesthetics. It's pretty good. It's pretty good artistry, and you know, aside from the performance of the pad, just the art alone, I think it's pretty good looking. There's more of the art here, but anyway, you get the point. This is pretty good looking pads with pretty good looking designs. We can talk a little bit about the pad itself. This is, of course, like I mentioned earlier, this is kind of like a zero from China. This is Chinese poron, they call it, but it's nothing like a poron. If you want to compare it to an artisan poron, this is obviously not an X-Soft. You can see that it's kind of a kind of firmer, kind of like a heavier X-Soft, if you could say. If you compare this to an artisan X-Soft, you can completely see the difference here. An artisan X-Soft is very floppy, very squishy, but the one from Axgamingpunk is kind of like a bit firmer, a bit heavier, a bit denser, but you still get that sticky base that will definitely glue onto your desk, and when you peel it off, it'll make an adhesive sound. Now the surface itself, I mentioned earlier, this is basically an artisan zero kind of surface. In fact, the material looks a lot like the artisan zero. Just let me show you. Here's the artisan zero. Here's an ESP Tangdao, and here is the Axgamingpunk. Now the material, it looks, the stitching and, you know, the weave looks absolutely the same, but if you look at the Axgamingpunk, it is stacked vertically instead of horizontally. This is what you know, the artisan zero and Tangdao would look like. It is kind of like horizontal lines, but on the Axgamingpunk, they've stacked it vertically. So this is what you get. You have basically, it is closer to an ESP Tangdao than it is to a Artisan Zero, if I'm being honest. The glide, the speed, the feel, it feels exactly like a Tangdao. There's absolutely zero difference with a Tangdao, especially with a Tangdao SR that I have. It is literally the same feeling that I get when I play on these two pads. If I did a blind test, I wouldn't be able to tell which pad is which. They're basically the same, whether it's vertically or horizontally stacked weave. They both feel exactly the same. They both have a silent glide over them. Now, this pad isn't a particularly fast pad. It is a control pad. Like I said, this is going to be a zero. So even with Tiger Ice V2 dots, you don't see this, you know, spinning 2 circles. It does 1 1/4 circles, I suppose, which is, you know, it's still pretty fast, but it's not as smooth as, you know, something like a Hayate Otsu. This is a stock G Pro Superlight skates, V2 skates, and they're pretty fast for these pads. Stock pads on the VXE, this is a pretty fast skates. I can almost get 2 circles out of it on the spin test. But if I had core pads on the Lethal Gaming Gear LA1 core pads, these have been broken in. On the first day they were pretty fast. On the second day they have lost all their speed and it barely goes 1 circle in the spin test. So this is definitely not a quick pad. Even on Obsidian Reds, you don't see it, you know, going a lot past 1 circle, maybe 1.5 circles. So even on Obsidian Reds, it's not very fast. On Obsidian Pros, again, same, not very fast at all. Maybe 1.5 circles on the spin test. So the Axgamingpunk Drizzle with this very good looking design. If you look at it on the camera, it looks pretty good. In real life, it also looks very, very good. It is a exquisite work of art. I like it just because of the art. In terms of the surface, this, again, I said this is a vertical. The weave is stacked vertically, so it's running this way. And if you notice on the sides, it's kind of warping down in the middle part. So it's kind of like shaped this way at the moment because the sides are the weave is pulling it in this way, because you know, it's not stacked this way where normal pads they have the weave this way, so it's pulling this way, and because it's longer you can't really see it pulling. But because these sides are shorter and it's stacked vertically, if you take a close look you can see that these sides are warping in. You can't really notice it, but if you take a close look at it, you can see it's shrinking in about 1 millimeter on each of the sides. So, you know, if you're particular about that, you know, if you are nitpicky about these kind of things, you need to know this before you want to go ahead and purchase a pad like this. But overall, I feel like this pad performs really well. It is very smooth on Tiger Ice V2s. Even on the slowest pads that I have, when I say pads, what I mean is PTFE skates. Even on the slowest pads that I have, which are the core pads, they're still pretty smooth and they glide pretty well on the surface of the pad. Only that the spin test doesn't seem like it is a very smooth or very fast pad. But when you're actually playing it and swiping it around, there is no resistance. There is no, you know, you don't get stuck or you don't get muddy. It still feels very nice and smooth. But if you want ultimate speed, I mean, if you have really quick skates like the VXE Pro Max that I have, it's going to spin a lot more when you do the spin test. But when you're actually playing it, it feels no different to the core pads very much. It feels almost identical, even though in the spin test it looks like the VXE is, you know, spinning a lot more and faster. But when you're actually playing it with your hand on it, with your wrist on it, it actually feels almost identical. So if you're interested in the Axgamingpunk Drizzle, the boss said it'll be available on Amazon and Shopify starting next week. So good luck to you guys in EU and NA. Maybe you snag some of these really cool designs that you see on the website. I suppose you're gonna have more choices there. On Taobao there was only a couple of choices. It was this, a blue one, that is this one over here. I don't know what's the name of it, but there was this and there was this, so I just picked this one. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed a quick review of the Drizzle and took some useful information, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.